Hello everybody, I hope we are all doing okay. We thank the Lord. So in today's lesson we are going to talk about stages of drawing by Viktor Lowenfeld. Drawing is not just about making pictures, it's a way children express their thoughts, their emotions, their creativity and understanding of the world around them. And as they grow, their drawing changes from small marks and scribbles to more organized and meaningful pictures. This change happens in stages, and each stage reflects the child's level of physical, cognitive, and emotional development. So we are going to look in each stage at a time so that we may understand what is the child's perception about the world. Children's drawing develop in a predictable stage, and each stage shows growth in thinking, in perception, and fine motor skills. That is how they hold a pen, how steady can they hold a pencil, and how they represent the world visually. These stages of drawing were developed by Viktor Lowenfeld, and Viktor was born in the year 1903 and later died in 1960, and he was an Australian-born professor of art education. When we talk about the stages of drawing, it helps teachers and even us parents to understand learners' creativity and development. The first stage, that is the scribbling stage at 2 years to 4 years. And at this stage, a child has random and controlled marks at first. You could see their lines, you could see some circles that are uncontrolled, like in the background of this presentation, you can see the controlled lines. And gradual improvement in control. As the child continue growing from 2 to 4 years, there will be an actual improvement in the control of how she handles the fine motor skills. So at this stage, there is no clear object yet. You can't understand what the child is trying to do or to write. And scribbles give pleasure and movement, experience, and not meaning. So when we are at the scribble stage, the child is just trying to have pleasure with a pen, but there is no meaning at all. And it is important for motor development. These are the first attempts at drawing. So in the fine motor development, that is now when a child is now able to take a pen or a pencil so that she or he can have marks on the book. So this is an important stage for motor development. Then we have the pre-schematic stage, that is 4 years to 7 years. At this stage, the child attempts to draw recognizable objects, common drawings of houses, people, trees, tadpole figures, that is head with the legs. There is no correct proportion yet, and color is used emotionally, not realistically. So at this stage, the child, you've even seen, even at the background, where a child just draws a circle, then a small line maybe, then sticks, like something like sticks to present a person, right? Drawing are simple and symbolic at this stage, and objects may float on the page. There is no ground line yet. So strong imagination influences drawing. Then we have the schematic stage. Schematic stage, that is from 7 years to 9 years old. And at this stage, there is clear and repeated symbols, and clear symbols develop the schemas. So a child develops a schema. That is a fixed way of drawing things, like always drawing a house the same way. Every single time you give a child a paper or the child wants to draw, you'll just recognize that the child is repeating the same thing. That is, the child has developed a schema. There is also a strong use of baseline, that is the ground line. So the child can put there's a house there, there's a line there, there is a road there, and objects become more organized and structured. More details are added, that is the sun, the clouds, houses, and drawings reflect understanding of the world. So color use become more consistent. For example, the sky is blue, the grass is green. So at this stage, you'll realize that the child is now competent enough to understand what he or she is doing. Then we have the dawning realism stage, that is from 9 years to 13 years. It's also called the gang age stage. At this stage, awareness of realism increases and more attention to details and realism. Like now at this stage, the child is aware of what is really happening. What am I drawing? So there is less exaggeration and more accurate details. At the previous stages, there is a lot of exaggeration, like a child can just use a lot of color on something and something. But at this stage, our Downing realism, there is less exaggeration and more accurate details. Peer influence becomes strong. Some children lose confidence in drawing because children become self-critical. At this stage is the when a child will look at his or her drawing and will be like, no, my drawing doesn't look right. Mama, please give me a rubber. My drawing doesn't look right. Mama, can you please draw for me this? Because mine is not. So it's at this stage that the child becomes self-critical of what he or she is drawing. That is the Downing realism. Then we have the Pseudo-Naturalistic stage, that is from 12 years to 14 years. And on this stage, the child focuses on realism and proportion. There is strong interest in realism and artistic styles. So like a child has his own artistic style. When the child is drawing, she or he can bring the same idea of what she has, his or her artistic style in a drawing. There is use of shading and perspective begins. Like drawing shows realistic attempts at proportions, at light and at depth also. And there is more critical of own work. Like now at this stage, now the child knows this work is mine. This is how I've drawn. Is it right? Is it not right? So the child becomes more critical and interest shifts to visual accuracy. Right now, it's not like the other, they just draw and they think, oh my God, this is the best drawing. At this stage, pseudo-naturalistic stage, the interest shifts to visual accuracy. Have I drawn what is right? Is this correct? Okay. And art becomes more technical. Emotional expressions become important in art. This is when now you can just look at the picture and like the child will be like, how emotions have brought up in this picture. Then we have the last stage, that is the adolescence decision stage at 14 years and above. This is now the decision stage. This is where a child or a learner decides, am I going to continue drawing seriously? Or am I going to stop drawing? So more specialized skills develop if interest continues. When a child has the interest of drawing, this is the stage where a child will now become so in depth with the drawing, will make sure she or he understands more about what she should do, what colors should I use, what pencil should I use. Artistic styles become more personal. So like that is when you can look at your child drawings. If the child has decided to draw, you'll just know this is your child's drawing because he or she has an artistic style that is only his, and that is how he has created his own image in drawing. And emphasis on expressions or realism depending on interest, and others lose interest due to self-criticism. They'll look at their pictures and their drawings and they'll really say that no, this is not correct, so they lose interest. So in conclusion, drawing stages reflect cognitive and emotional development, like what the child is thinking, how they are growing. And teachers should support creativity at every stage because no stage is wrong and each stage shows growth. Encouragement builds confidence in learners. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Please like and subscribe for more.